figure this thing out. Let's see. What's happening, family? All right, so we live. Let me see, make sure we good. Let me see. I think we're good. What's up, family? All right, so drop a number one in the chat if you can see me and hear me clearly. So ready? Oh, trying to get this right. Here we go. We good? Okay. All right. Welcome to the Believe Bigger Faster call. See, we got everybody pouring on. Super excited for what I have to share with you guys today. It's been a while, but I am so happy and grateful to be before you all this evening for the Believe Bigger Faster call. We will be discussing high energy equals high income. What does that really mean? What does that really mean? We're going to go through that. And what I want you to do right now, run to the chats, run to the groups, the chats that you're in. Let everybody know that you are on, you're locked in. Take a screenshot, drop it in the chat. Let everybody know that you're locked in and tuned in to what is about to happen. Make sure you tag your teammates, your family members, the people that you've gotten onto the organization. Go ahead and message your sponsor. Let them know that you're on and you're locked in. And I'm super excited, happy and grateful to be before you guys tonight. It's going to be a good one. This is going to be one for the ages. This is going to be super important for you to understand. I really think that what I'm about to cover is going to unlock a level of activity in the entire organization that we have never, ever seen. That's where my faith is tonight. We're about to unlock something tonight. We're about to unlock your understanding. We're about to unlock that tenaciousness, that person inside of you who is full of belief. We're going to unlock that tonight. You're going to another level. And I just need you to stretch out your faith, stretch out your belief, and keep it there. Keep it there. Keep it there. Listen to what I'm about to say tonight. Take notes. You want to definitely make sure you're taking notes. This will be recorded in the the paid members Facebook group for the lifestyle family. You will see this live recorded in the group, available for you to rewatch over and over and over again. You definitely want to take in this information more than once. Y'all, we going to science class this morning. This evening. We're going to science class for just a little bit. I'm going to explain something that's absolutely mind-boggling when I went through this and I discovered what I'm about to share with you guys tonight. This training took a whole new meaning once I discovered this, and you're in for a treat. You're in for a treat. You're in for a treat. So go ahead and drop 777 in the chat if you're ready and in full expectation of going to the next level. Drop a 777 in the chat right now if you're ready to go to the next level. If you're in full expectation of getting to the next level financially, drop a 777 in the chat. I see them coming in. All right, let's get to it, family. Let's get to it. This is the Believe Bigger Faster call. Topic for tonight is high energy equals high income. How many times have you heard that, right? If you've been around this organization for any amount of time, you've always heard that. But what does that really mean? Have you ever really thought about that? I mean, on the surface, we know what it means. High energy equals high income. You want to have high energy. And if you have high energy, you're going to make money, right? On the surface, that's what it means. But we're about to go way deeper than that. Way deeper than that. So first thing I did was I looked up the definition of energy. And I was really shocked about what I found. Do you know what the definition of energy, right, really means? The definition of energy literally means the ability to do work. Isn't that interesting? The definition of energy literally means the ability to do work. So if we translate that, high ability to do work equals high income. That blew my mind. I was like, wow, I wasn't expecting that, right? But it's even deeper than that. Like I said, I'm going to take y'all to science class for just a little bit. Follow me. Just follow me on this. Follow me on this. Listen closely. All matter is made up of atoms. Atoms are the smallest unit of matter. An atom itself is made up of 3 kinds of particles called subatomic particles. You got protons, you got neutrons, and you got electrons, okay? Now, your body is made up of 60% water. Your brain and your heart is made up of 73% water. Right? But without electricity, you wouldn't be alive. Your brain works with 20 watts of electricity. This is enough to cover our entire thinking ability. Now, your body can comfortably sustain 300 to 400 watts of electricity over a few minutes. And in the case of very short bursts of energy, such as sprinting, some humans can output over 2,000 watts of electricity. It's pretty interesting. Now, this part is interesting too. Glucose, which is sugar, is the primary source of energy for every cell in your body. Because the brain is so rich in nerve cells or neurons, it's the most energy demanding organ, using 1/2 of all sugar energy in the body. Okay, so the human brain is composed of about 100 billion nerve cells called neurons, interconnected by trillions of connections called synapses. Now, this is the part you got to really pay attention to. Energy doesn't cause motion. Energy does not cause motion. Energy literally is motion. Kinetic energy, to be exact. It's the motion of waves, electrons, atoms, molecules, substances, and objects. Electrical energy is the movement of electrons. So watch this. So everything is made up of tiny particles of atoms. Now remember, what the first thing I just said was all matter is made up of atoms, right? And atoms itself is made up of 3 tiny particles called subatomic particles, protons, neutrons, and electrons. And then I just said everything is made up of tiny particles called atoms. So we just came full circle. So based on all of that, it led me to ask 2 very important questions. This all makes sense in a second. 2 very important questions. Are thoughts energy? And are thoughts made of atoms? And I said, if I look this up and get the exact answer that I think I'm going to get, This gives a whole new meaning to frequencies, vibrations, and levels of awareness. So here's the answer. Are thoughts energy, and are thoughts made of atoms? Here's the answer. Thoughts are energy signals. Since thoughts are energy signals, the energy transmitting a thought has mass. Thoughts have mass. Thoughts are literally things. You got to stay with me on this. The ions and molecules encoding the energetic signal have mass too. So essentially, thoughts don't have energy. Thoughts are energy signals. And because they emit energy signals, they have mass, and all mass is made of atoms. Basically, let me make it plain. Basically, what I'm saying is this. I'm saying that frequencies, also known as vibrations or levels of awareness, are made of atoms. Frequencies are made of atoms, which means they have mass and energy. And if thoughts are energy signals, then that's how we can literally think on frequencies and transfer energy. It's how we transfer thoughts, ideas, and levels of excitement. Now, this is interesting because it explains a lot of things. Like my wife and I, with Christina and I, sometimes I'll have a thought to call my wife, right? And I'll pick up the phone to call her. I call her, and when she picks up the phone, she says, that's crazy. I was just going to your name in my phone to call you. Anybody ever done that before? You were about to call someone, and they, at the same exact time, were just about to call you. Has that ever happened to anybody before? Especially married folk. I know married folk, that happens frequently. Or have you ever been about to say something? It could be silent in the room, and you're about to say something and your spouse says it before you. That explains it. Thought energy is transferable. But it's something that it's a skill. You can gain control of that part of your brain if you develop it. It's a skill. But that's neither here. That's one thing, but referring to the business and what we can use this for, what you got to understand is, I'm going to say the last sentence one more time, right? We can literally think on frequencies and transfer energy. It's how we transfer thoughts, ideas, and levels of excitement. So in other words, watch this. In other words, high energy literally puts you on a higher frequency, which means a higher vibration, which also means a higher level of awareness. When you're operating with high energy, you're aware of more capacity to receive and more information to move your life towards exactly what you imagine. High energy literally leads to high income. I just gave you the scientific explanation of why high energy absolutely, literally leads to higher income. You might have to hear this part of the video over and over again to really understand what I said. Listen, High vibration. All right, let me back up real quick. I really want to make sure y'all understand this. When Bob Proctor says that you're here and you want to go there, and there represents wherever your goals are. There represents wherever your goals are, wherever your dreams are. What he says is you have to raise your frequency. You got to think, literally think on that frequency. Like your mind is like an antenna. It can pick up signals. This is literally the scientific explanation, right? So watch this. When you raise your thought frequency, when you raise yourself to a higher vibration, which also means a higher frequency, which also means a higher level of awareness, that's exactly what it means to operate with high energy. It all means the same thing. They're interchangeable words. Vibration, frequency, awareness, energy. High vibration equals high frequency equals high awareness equals higher energy. It all means the same exact thing. Now, add to that understanding that energy is neither created nor destroyed, but it can be transferred. All the energy that will ever exist is already here and available. As humans, we spend energy. Sleep is the equivalent of recharging a battery. We recharge our bodies when we rest. So when you wake up in the morning with energy, the type of energy you wake up with will set the tone for your entire day. Right? Let me say it one more time. When you wake up in the morning with energy, all of us wakes up in the morning with energy. But the type of energy you wake up with will set the tone for the entire day because you're setting your vibration. You're setting your vibration. You're setting your frequency. So if you wake up sluggish, unmotivated, negative, that's the frequency you're going to operate from? Or watch this. Are you going to wake up excited about the opportunity that you have today? The opportunity to elevate? Are you going to wake up tenacious about your goals? Are you clear about your goals? Right? Watch this. Eating is a version of recharging our energy without going to sleep. We gain energy when we eat food. But after a long day of work, after a long day of activity, after a long day of exerting energy, we get tired. Watch this. You have to know how to use your mental energy to recharge your body. Get rid of that tired feeling and work your business with intensity and excitement. How do you do that? You get off of work, you're extremely tired, right? You get home, right? How do you go from dog tired because of work to ready to go work the business, ready to go get on charts, ready to go after the goals that you wrote down? How do you take yourself from that low energy back to high energy? You do it by using thought energy to create physical energy. See, remember, energy is transferable, but that's not just true for transferring energy from one person to another. That works for transferring energy within yourself too. You ever seen a rechargeable Duracell battery? You ever seen a rechargeable Duracell battery? You can do the same thing for yourself with your thought energy. You can recharge yourself. I used to do it. I used to do it when I worked. I didn't know what I was doing, but I now understand it. How do you do that? Well, what are your goals? Are you clear on your goals? Right? Not I just want to increase my income. Not, I want to go Chairman 10. That's not clear enough. Do you have a date of completion for your goals? Right? Do you have a clear path to your goals? Do you have a financial amount attached to your goals when applicable? What are your goals? What are you working for? Who suffers if you don't get your goals met? Do you have, or have you developed the burning desire to see those goals met? Because remember, I taught on this last week, a desire is not created until you meditate consistently on your goals. It's not a real desire until you roll it around over and over again. You're saying it over and over again. You're writing it over and over again. You're thinking about it over and over again. You're imagining it over and over again. That's really how you create a desire. See, but if you haven't done those things, you won't be able to transfer that thought energy into physical energy. Because when I used to get home from work, tired, I used to work at the Atlanta airport driving the shuttle buses. That's the last job that I had, 2012 to 2013. When I used to get home from work, dog tired, get home, play with the kids a little bit, eat, and I had a choice after that. Either I'm going to go lay down and stay in the current reality that I don't like, go back to the job that I don't like, around people that I don't like, in a situation making money that I don't like, grateful for the job, just not satisfied. Either I'm going to stay in that condition, or I'm going to do something for my business that's going to get me out of this condition. And the way I transferred that thought energy and literally got some physical energy, you ever heard this term? Have you ever heard the term, you get a second wind? Have you ever heard that term? It's like you get a second wind, a second burst of energy. The way I did it was I used to think about my goals. Think about what I'm doing it for. I got tired of on Saturdays, Daddy, please play with us. No, I got to go to work today. Oh, and seeing the looks on my daughter's faces. I didn't have a son yet at that point. Well, I had sons, but not a young son, right? But I got tired of seeing the looks on their faces when I had to go to work, when they wanted me to stay. And I had to disappoint them every single weekend because I'm going to punch a clock. I got tired of that. Who suffers if you don't meet your goals? See, when you start in that moment of exhaustion from working, in that moment of tiredness, when you start meditating and think about those things, what happens is you tap into those emotions. I'm not staying here. I got to get my goals. You tap into those emotions, that burning desire rises up within you and you get energy. I know that feeling. I know what I'm talking about. I was there. That's exactly how me and Christina worked myself off a job in April in 2013. That's the last time I held a job. That's how you transfer thought energy into physical energy. It's all about your focus. When the why is important enough, that energy will show up. You eat food when you get home, you take care of your responsibilities, and then you get to work to create a new reality. the reality that you truly want. Because high energy literally means high income. Energy literally means the ability to do work. Drop some 777s in the chat if you understand what I'm saying. I was going nuts when I was doing this. When I was putting this training together, I was going nuts. I was like, oh yeah, this is it. This is the one. This is the one. Watch this. So I want you to, I'm gonna play this audio from Bob Proctor. I'm gonna play this audio. It's only about a minute long. I want you to hear this, okay? Listen carefully. Turn the volume all the way up. Listen to what he says.
Now here's where you really want to pay attention. This, if you get this, if I communicate this effectively, your life can change, because it sure changed mine. We think on a frequency, and the frequency we think on dictates the results we get. So we're sitting here and they say, these are the results, but this is where I really want to go, and we point to a star. Somebody said, what do you really want? I really want to be wealthy. Do you know that most people never live the way they really want to live? They don't. They never earn the amount of money they can. They don't live in the house they really want to live in. They don't take the vacations they really want to take. Why? Because they don't know how. You see, when they set those targets, they look off into a space and they see nothing. Now look here for a moment. These lines represent levels of frequency, or you could say levels of awareness. But when we set the target way up there, it's all gone. We don't know how to get there. Think of that. Think of what Steve Jobs says. You cannot connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking backwards. So you have to trust that the dots are going to connect as you go ahead.
So he said, Steve Jobs said this, you can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking backwards. So you have to what? Trust. You have to what? Have faith. You have to what? Believe that the dots will somehow connect in the future. But he says something critical in the beginning. I'm going to play the first sentence that he said over again. And I hope you caught it. Listen to what he says.
Attention. This, if you get this, if I communicate this effectively, your life can change, because it sure changed mine. We think on a frequency, and the frequency we think on dictates the results we get.
Did you catch it? We think on frequencies, and the frequencies we think on dictate the results we get. A frequency is a level of vibration, which is also a level of awareness, which literally means energy. So you can flip this a couple of ways. We think on frequencies, and the frequencies we think on dictate the results we get. We think on frequencies, and the frequencies we think on dictate the results we get. So literally where you're going, the level that you're trying to reach, that you're moving your life towards, there is a thought pattern. There is a specific method of operation that people on that level operate with. And when you discover the attributes of those people, right? When you discover how they move, how they behave, what they do, right? That produces the money that they make, and how they think and approach what it is that they do. And you start to act as if, behave like them, like you're already there. What you're really doing is you're beginning to think on that frequency. In other words, think on that vibration. In other words, you're tapping into their level of awareness. In other words, you're exerting the same energy. Higher energy equals higher income. We think on frequencies, and the frequencies we think on dictate the results we get. Literally, if you want higher results, you got to think higher thoughts, which would cause you to move with a different level of energy, which will cause you to move with a different level of belief. Somebody going to pick this up tonight. Somebody going to pick this up tonight. Drop some fire emojis if you really understand what I'm saying. Drop some fire emojis if you really catching what I'm saying. See, this is the fullness of the understanding of high energy equals high income. This is the fullness of the understanding of why we say high energy equals high income. See, expectation raises energy. Doubt lowers energy. Woo! Expectation raises energy. Doubt lowers energy. When you work from a position of expecting results to come, expecting to reach your goals after consistent effort, you'll work with excitement about your future. But when you work from a position of hope, and what you hope, the results you hope you get, when those results don't happen, that's where disappointment comes from. And disappointment breeds doubt. And that's what lowers your energy. Remember, you don't have to hope that this works. You got too many examples of people around you that this works for, on the trading side and the building the business side. See, I'm going to say it again. The only reason somebody quits is because they meditated on negative results, or they meditated on current circumstances, which means they were on a lower level of frequency, a lower vibration, and they meditated on it until finally that negative meditation manifested and they quit. But it works in the opposite direction too. If you meditate on the higher frequency, if you stay on the higher vibration, that will raise your energy, which will raise your excitement towards the work that you're doing, which will raise your results, which will get you the income that you want, which will produce the lifestyle that you're looking for. To me, it's simple. I mean, I'm going through a lot of the breakdown, but when we really think about it, this is simple. Raise your level of vibration, right? Attend different trainings, come to the events, get a higher level of awareness, which will raise your vibration, which will raise your thought patterns, which will raise what you believe is possible. And then you behave on that level. And you do it consistently enough for it to work. But you're fighting the old paradigm. See, changing a paradigm requires facing fear. Your paradigm is going to rebel against you because you've been thinking on a certain frequency for a very long time. And then you get into a new environment with new ideas and new thought patterns, and you're seeing all these people around you making all this money. And when you first join, you're in a position of hope. I hope it works for me. But you got to cross that threshold from hoping it works to knowing it works. And how will you know it's going to work? When you start vibrating from the level where the successful people are vibrating from, which means your level of awareness increased, which means your excitement went up, which means you can transfer that excitement to other people and get people started in your business. This stuff becomes easy. It's all a mentality. The activity is a result of the mentality, not the other way around. People join and they start working, not understanding what the mentality that you have to approach the work from is. If you work from the right mentality, you won't get disappointed. The only reason you get disappointed is because you're working from a lower vibration. And disappointment breeds the doubt. You can't be disappointed when you're properly prepared for what happens when you do this business. People gonna say no. Do you understand that what we're talking about is financial increase? But finances weren't taught in school. They weren't taught in high school. They weren't taught in college. That's why people are saying no. They're saying no to something they don't even understand. They think they understand, but if they fully understood that we are literally teaching people how to monetize time. We are teaching people how to monetize time. If they understood that, listen, you're going to live for 14 to 21 days. I know it. You're going to be okay for the next 7, 14, 21 days. And if I could just show you how to push this button and hold the trade, you can make money over the next 7, 14, 21 days just by living. Because you push the button, you monetized your time. That's what we're teaching people. And the only reason they're saying no is because they are not financially literate. That's all. But you got to give them time. Everybody's not going to say yes when they first hear it. That's why the consistency has to be there. That's why your belief has to remain high. Because if you stay consistent long enough, then people will start saying yes later on that you spoke to today. See, you can't be disappointed when you're properly prepared for what happens when you do this business. And those doubts won't ever take root because you were properly prepared. We didn't tell you that everybody would say yes. You don't need everybody to say yes. You only need a few people who understand. When you find 4 people who have the capacity to make a committed long-term decision, when you find 4 people that want to go to the top of the compensation plan and are willing to do the work to get to the top of the compensation plan, you will be rich for the rest of your life. 4 people who can make a quality committed decision just like you. But you got to be the first one to make you have to be the first one to make the quality committed decision. So what do we need to focus on? What are we taking this high energy and what are we doing? We are winning the day every day. How do you win the day? You win the day by winning the hour. What income producing activity did you do from 1 to 2 p.m. today? And then from 2 to 3 p.m. today? And then from 3 to 4 p.m. today? And then from 4 to 5 p.m. today? And then from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. today. See, let me tell you what separates people who go chairman from people who say they want to go chairman. You want to know the real separation? The separation is this. Chairmans aren't doing this part-time. Chairmans are committed full-time. It's a life decision. And even if you're working the business part-time, your mentality is full-time. See, the business gets in you. You're not working the business, right? You are living the business. The lady at the grocery store the lady at the grocery store in line with you. You're talking to her. You're talking to the Uber driver on the way back home. You get home. You post on your social media talking about your business. Your friend calls you. Guess what? What you doing, girl? Oh, nothing. Prospecting for my business. Just bust a trade out earlier today. You're talking to your friends about the business. You get around your family members. They hear about the business. You see, there's a different level of excitement for people who are serious about going chairman. And even if you have part-time hours that you're working the business, you have a full-time mentality when working the business. See, you're building up wins hour by hour. There's income producing activities that you can do hour by hour. And let me go over this one more time. What are the income producing activities? Prospecting, presenting, right? Peak and pass. In other words, the three-way calls, right? Plugging people in correctly, launching people correctly, promoting, right? Promoting calls like this, promoting the trainings, promoting the go lives, right? But most importantly, promoting live events. Promoting live events is the single biggest income multiplier for your business. And on the trading side, placing live trades. Those are the income producing activities. Prospecting, three-way calls, presenting, plugging people in the correct way, promoting, live trades. Hour by hour, you can find a way in your available time to do some of these activities right here multiple times in an hour, if not just one time an hour. Because these are the activities that lead to residual income. These are the activities that build your business. These are the activities that build your trade account. So this is how you win the day, every day. You win the day by winning the hour. And if you can consistently rack up some wins hour by hour, it's only a matter of time before the results start showing up. Because it's the mentality in which you're approaching the work. You're working from a position of expectation. You're working from a higher frequency. You're working with high energy. You're working with passion. You're working understanding that it's going to work, and it's going to work with whoever makes the decision to partner with you. You're transferring your excitement, your energy, your high vibration to other people. High energy leads to high income, literally. Have you gotten clear about your vision? Like, what do you really want? What do you want? What do you want? What do you want? Have you gotten a piece of paper out and wrote 100 goals, 300 goals, 500 goals? What do you want? Remove the limits off your mind. Just get a piece of paper and write. What do you want? You want a yacht? You want a private island? Do you want on-call interior decorators? Do you want a private jet membership? Do you want a helicopter? Do you want some RVs? Do you want some slingshots? Or do you want some four-wheelers, or do you want both? Do you want to live somewhere in the winter that's warm and then live somewhere else in another season when it's warm? Do you want a condo in LA, Florida, Atlanta, and Houston? Do you want some cabins in Colorado? Right? What do you really want? Do you want to take vacations to the south of France every 3 months? right? Do you want to go to the hills of China? Right? Do you want to go to the hills of Switzerland? What do you want? Now watch this. Is your activity matching those desires? Like, what proof have you given yourself that whatever you write on that piece of paper, you're really going to get it? What proof have you given yourself? See, when you're vibrating from that high frequency, what happens is the amount of certainty that you have in your heart increases. The amount of certainty that you have in your heart increases. Why? Because you're working from such a high vibration that you know there is no doubt in your mind that you're going to get what you want, especially when the results start coming. When the results start coming, it gets contagious. See, you've never experienced this because you've never made the real decision to go after what it is you really want. See, when you make the real decision to go after what it is that you want, you'll start understanding these feelings and this vibration that I'm talking about. But you got to make the real commitment, because when you make the real commitment, what happens is subconsciously you've guaranteed that you're going to get what you wrote. You don't need a guarantee from anybody else but yourself. What I'm really talking about is trusting your own voice. See, when you get to a place where you trust your own voice, when you get to a place where you write something down and it's as if God wrote it himself, Lord have mercy, Jesus in heaven. When you get to a place where you trust your word so much, your own word, so much that you know that you're going to really have it. Watch this. When you get to a place of operation where you say that you're going to get something, and when you say you're going to get something, other people believe it. Watch this. Like, nobody on this call doubts that David is really going to get that jet. That's how consistent he is. He is so consistent. Not only does he believe his own word, but when he speaks, other people believe his word. That's the level of commitment that you got to get to. But you'll never get there unless you get committed to operating from that vibration. And you begin to trust yourself. You begin to trust your own word. It's not a question of if it's going to happen. You're going to make it happen. Why? Because you're vibrating from a higher place. High energy equals what? High energy equals what? High energy equals what? Put it in the chat. High energy equals what? High energy equals what? Is your activity matching your desires? What are the pictures that you're looking at that motivates you? What are the words of belief that you're speaking that raises your frequency? Right? That raises your level of belief. I'm telling you, it's a really powerful thing when you just, like, watch this. Let's do it right now. I don't got to hear you audibly. Watch this. Watch what happens when we do this. Everybody right now, repeat after me. Repeat after me. I am capable. I am powerful. I am beautiful. I am wonderful. I have everything I say. I have everything I speak. I have everything I write. I have everything I believe for. Money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. Everything I touch turns to gold. Everything I set my mind to do, I accomplish. Everything I do, I win at. I am contagious. I am a money magnet. I am a magnet to people. I am a magnet to leaders. I win. All I do is win. I win at a high level. I am capable. I am able. I am willing. What's happening to your vibration right now? If you just spoke those things, what's happening? What are you feeling? What are the pictures that you're looking at that motivates you? What are the words of belief that you're speaking that raises your frequency, that raises your level of belief? What video or what training do you watch daily, religiously, that absolutely does it for you? Do you even have a video that you watch every single day that just gets your juices flowing? That gets you excited about the day? I gotta move faster. All right, let me get y'all out of here. Let me get y'all, boy. Let me get y'all out of here. Listen, here's the play. Here's the play. Just in case you didn't know, here's the play. Here's step 1 to 6 figures a year, residually. You ready? Step 1 is 12 to 15 signups within a 30 to 45 day period. Now, I don't need you to think about how. How is none of your concern. All I need you to do is make the decision to do it. Right? Make the decision to do it. See, the how, we give you the how. See, you don't have to do nothing blind here. Everything here is about mentorship. You don't have to worry about how. We know how. We will train you on how. Watch this. We'll do the work with you to get the how done. All you got to do is make the decision. Listen, I could believe for 12 to 15 living, breathing human beings to say yes to making money from a phone even while they sleep. I could believe for that. We got to get that done in a 30 to 45 day period. That's what we got to do. Do you want $10,000 a month? Okay, great. Step 1, let's get 12 to 15 people started within a 30 to 45 day period. Now watch this. If you're thinking from a low frequency, you're going to say, I don't know how I'm going to do that. I can't do it. I can't do it because of this, because of that. I got this going on in my life, and I got this circumstance, and I got these conditions, and I've never done that before, and this and that and this and that. See, people from low frequencies, people who vibrate from low frequencies, they've been conditioned to doubt themselves. But the beauty of success is this. You don't even have to know how. The most important thing is to make the decision to do it. You'll never get a pizza that you don't make the decision to go order. You will never get a car that you don't make the decision to go get. You won't do anything without a decision. The first and most important step is making the decision. And you don't understand how many people are living, breathing, walking around without the slightest inclination about what it even means to make a decision. The beautiful part about being here, is we will train you and coach you through the entire process. We never said you had to do it by yourself. We never said you had to know everything the first time you start doing it. We didn't say that. What we said was we will train you and coach you on how to get it done. Now, all you got to do is make the decision, and we will serve you all the way to 6 figures a year and beyond. high energy equals high income. And if you do this with high energy, you're going to get the high income. High energy equals high intensity. High energy equals high intensity. So there's different types of people who make the decision to do this. There's the people who say, okay, I'm going to do it, but I'm going to make a list of 20 people. And once all 20 of those people say, no, I'm not doing it no more. So basically, that's a decision of hope. I hope somebody out of these first 20 say yes. No. When you make a real quality decision, you're going to make that list of 100 to 200 people, and we're going to go through that list with high intensity, with high energy. And we're not going to get discouraged by the no's because we're focused on the goals. Should have been a rapper. We're not going to get discouraged by the no's because we're focused on the goals. We're vibrating from a higher frequency. High energy comes from this is good. High energy comes from intentionally placing yourself in the right environments. Right? High energy comes from intentionally placing yourself in the right environments. The information you gain from those environments and the level of awareness you gain as a result of being in those environments. Because I heard the great Chairman 10, Mr. Top 5 Lifestyle, Paris Simmons say, your mind is like a t-shirt. Once it's stretched, it cannot return to its original form. See, when you get exposed to certain information, when you see that it's possible to go from zero to $100,000 a month in 13 months like Jalen Goss did, when you see that it's possible to go from zero to $750,000 a month like Bryce Thompson did, when you see that it's possible to go from zero to Chairman 10 in 90 days like Paris Simmons did, when you see that it's possible to go from zero to Chairman 10 in 3 years like a Charles Dyson did, when you see and get exposed to the information that helped these people go from where they were to where they are, and you can get that information, get that level of awareness, and then start doing what they did, it's not a question of if you're going to get the results, it's just a matter of time. And if you don't have high energy, it's simply because you're not consistently putting yourself around the right people in the right environments with the right information. Because, watch this, positivity is contagious. And so is negativity. Your environment is always working on you. You can't get in this environment, in this organization, and remain the same. It's impossible. If you come consistently to our Zooms and our trainings and you show up to where we're going to be at, it's impossible to stay the same. But if you stay in your same normal environments, around the same people you always talk to, who don't have goals, who aren't teaching you anything, and who are all comfortable with life as is, what do you think is going to happen to you? See, the body is an instrument of the mind. You got to understand this. The body is an instrument of the mind. And if the mind gets programmed correctly, if the mind starts thinking correctly, if you start paying attention to the right things, you'll take the massive action. To get uncommon results, you're going to have to think uncommon. You're going to have to believe uncommon. You're going to have to behave uncommon. You're going to have to act uncommon. You're going to have to be consistently uncommon, and uncommon results will come. Here's a goal. I'm going to give you a goal. Now, it's going to be your decision whether you accept it or not. Here's the goal. Be the most excited person in every environment you enter in from this day forward. Nobody's going to out-excite you. Be the most excited person in every environment that you go into from this day forward. And I don't just mean the environments around us. I mean the environments at your job. You might catch public transportation to work. Be the most excited person on the bus. Be the most excited person in the line at the grocery store. See, excitement is contagious. You know why? Because positivity is contagious. High energy only comes from positive people. You've never seen a negative, energetic person in your life. Not once. Positivity is contagious. But watch this. It's also a repellent. Positivity is a repellent. See, misery loves company. A miserable person cannot stand to be around a positive person. Positivity is a magnet, and it's a repellent at the same exact time. It will bring you the things that you want and move away from you the things that you don't want. It will remove away from you anything that could hinder you from getting what you want. Positivity is a powerful thing. I need y'all to understand that this high energy equals high income thing, this is an exact science. And you, the person you are, is going to have to adjust to the person that you want to become to get the things that you say you want. Not the other way around. The person you are is going to have to adjust to the person you want to become to get the things that you say you want, not the other way around. What does that mean? See, I need you to understand what I'm about to say very clearly, very clearly. Listen to me closely. You might think of yourself as an introvert, which is a paradigm. That's a way of thinking. Watch this. And you might have accepted the characteristics that you've been told an introvert has. Quiet, stays to yourself, calm demeanor. Watch this. Is it that you're really an introvert, or is it that you've accepted to behave how you've been told an introvert behaves? How long have you been telling yourself that you're an introvert? You've been repetitively accepting that idea. The same way somebody has been telling you your name for your entire life. Can't nobody come to Andre Turner and tell him that his name is Thomas Jackson. If I go to Andre and I continuously call him Thomas, he's not going to answer me because he knows that his name is Andre. Well, maybe you should stop calling yourself an introvert and call yourself outgoing. And maybe you'll start to actually believe that you are outgoing. It's just a decision to change. That's all it is. You are whoever you decide to be. That's the truth. You're going to have to accept a new idea. I'm energetic. I'm outgoing. I'm a people magnet. People love me. I love people. Why do you want to continuously tell yourself this? Because let me ask you a question. Where does money come from? Who has your money? Guess where money comes from? It comes from people. So if you keep telling yourself and accepting the idea that you don't like people, what you're really saying on a subconscious level is, I really don't like money. If money comes from people and transactions with other people, right? And you keep telling yourself, I don't like people. What you're saying on a subconscious level is, I really don't like money. That's not the messaging that you want to be repeating to yourself over and over and over again. You know what kills your energy? You want to know what really kills your energy? Looking behind you, dwelling on the former things that happened in your life that you didn't like. That'll kill your energy. Being around the wrong environments, that'll kill your energy. Choosing friends who don't support you, that'll kill your energy. Sharing big dreams with small-minded people, that'll kill your energy. Watch this. Negative self-talk, that'll kill your energy. Watching negative movies, listening to negative music, listening to gossip radio shows and podcasts, listening to gossip from friends and family members, all of that'll kill your energy. What did Bob say? Bob said we think on frequencies, and the frequencies we think on dictate the results we get. That's how serious this is. You literally can't afford to entertain anything that could potentially stop you from reaching your goals. This is what obsession with an idea looks like. You only focus on what you want, and you completely abandon any other idea that doesn't match what you want. You lock in squarely on that irrational, illogical, unrealistic goal until your belief makes it rational, your belief makes it logical, your belief makes it realistic, and your belief makes it doable. And you only hang around people that will add gasoline to the fire of you making your dream a reality. The future is an adventure that you must take on if you want to be successful. The present is a gift you have to create the future you desire. So you must take advantage of it. You must take advantage of it. So how can you transfer this positive high energy to other people? Simple. Tell stories. Tell stories. Tell stories about how, shout out to Patrick, had a $2,000 trading day today. Tell stories of, shout out to Annie, who took a $100 account to over $1,000 in 18 minutes in binary. Tell a story of, shout out to Nari, who paid off all her student loans from trading binary. Tell stories of Chanel, who grew her crypto account, her crypto portfolio, doubled it twice. Tell those stories. Share how this has fulfilled you. Share with them how many people around the world this is helping. Share with them how this is helping you. Share with them how this has helped people that you know. Share with them how this has helped people that you met at the last event. Share with them the story of a chairman that you admire. Share with them a relatable story that you think will connect with them. Like if you know they have children, share with them how Charles and Christina Dyson got 10 children and he hasn't worked a job since April 2013. Right? Share. If you know they're a college student, share with them about Josh and Jamonte. Right? And the squad that they have growing. You're in a people business. Talk to people. People are literally everywhere. Do you know if you got 3 people started within a 3 to 5 mile radius of your house, you can build a team of 500 people in 90 days? All it takes is people who see the vision. Share. Share. Transfer your high energy to other people. But the first thing you got to do is you got to get your belief vibrating on that higher frequency, which will lead to that high energy, that high belief, and that excitement when you share the vision. Ladies and gentlemen, That's the Believe Bigger, Faster call for today. High energy equals high income. If you learned something from this, drop a number 8 in the chat. Drop an 888 in the chat if you learned something from this. I strongly encourage you to listen to this over and over and over again. Don't just listen to this once. Devour this information. Take notes, right? Really understand what I'm saying. Really understand that literally, if you raise your vibration, if you raise your energy, if you raise your intensity in which you work, your results are going to come faster, I promise. This is an exact science. Right? And watch this. Oh, this is good. This is not even in my notes. This just popped in my head. What would happen if you did something you've never done before? Like, what if you did some work that you've never, ever done before? What if you just made the decision, I'm going to talk to 100 people in the next 24 hours? See, the thing is, when you do things you've never done before, you get results that you've never gotten. And for some of you, it's just pressing through that ceiling. It's just pressing through that activity ceiling and doing more work with more effort and intensity than you've ever done before. And I'm telling you, you're going to get a result you never got. You can do it, but you got to make the decision to do it. Love y'all. Everybody be blessed. See y'all tomorrow on the Morning Motivation, right? Come back, listen to this over and over again, all right? Really devour this information. Love you guys. Everybody be blessed. Run to the chat. Tell everybody what you thought about the training. Peace.